Record, yeah. So I'll be recording this so that they can access later. Tapos, they will have the formative later na lang din. Anyway, thank you for being here. Are you ready?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ilan ang nakakarinig sa akin? Kasi feeling ko Neil, Jasriel, Shane lang.
Ako, ma'am.
Mitch?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sige. So, last meeting, we, of course, ended with the levels of organization. So, who can tell me again what is the smallest unit of life? The basic unit of life?
ma'am.
Okay,
Cell.
good. And what is the highest form of organization?
Bias. Ay,
It's the? What's the highest form of organization? Hello? So from the cell, it becomes tissues until what's the highest form of organization of life?
biosphere.
Biosphere, correct. Okay, so right now I have 7 participants. We continue on with the nature of science. So last meeting we ended with the 3 nature. First, that science is an observation and reasoning. And what is that term that summarizes giving observations and giving conclusions? Sino nakakaalala? Starts with letter E. Give me an audio of the participants. Hello? Can you hear me?
Experiment, ma'am.
Experiment. Okay. Remember my point once you're
Kalimutan namin.
So once you are using observations to gather information, you are using the empirical method. So again, it's the empiricism. Okay, that's developed by Aristotle. Hello? Okay guys, I want you to unmute your microphone kasi hindi ko maririnig kung naka-mute. The school head is observing. Hello? Okay, I want all your microphones to be in unmute phase. Rinig na ako?
Hello?
Hi,
Unmute. Hello? Nabati ka mo, Jess?
Yes.
Hello, rinig
Yes.
ako. Okay, lahat except for Von. If you have a
Bon,
question,
mag-unmute ka.
if you have a question,
Tapos na.
ayan na, narinig ko na si Von. Sige, roll call tayo ha. iPhone Jazz. Say here if
Yeah.
you...
Hi.
Okay. Mitch.
Here.
Neil.
Here, ma'am.
Von.
Ma'am?
Marinelle. Marinelle.
Here.
Okay. And Shane.
Here, ma'am.
Okay, good. Lahat na naririnig ako. So, nakikita na yun yung video ko. So, Ma'am Annie is here observing. Say hi,
ma'am.
Hi, ma'am.
Ayan,
Hi, ma'am.
i-on niyo muna yung video niyo.
Hi, ma'am.
Hindi pa naman ako Good afternoon daw. Good afternoon. Okay, so thank you to the Magic 7 na nakarating. Again, for those who cannot be here, I'm recording this session. Tapos ipi-play ko na lang. I-send ko yung sa inyo, tapos ipi-play na lang nila. So remember, this is just for 40 minutes. Magdi-discuss ako. And then you have a formative test after. I prepared an online formative test. Tapos magko-comment din kayo dito. Okay? So as I was saying, kung meron kayong question, there is a raise your hand button sa screen nyo. Okay? Sige. I'll start sharing na the video. My screen. So again, we said this is where we left off last meeting. Tama?
Yes, ma'am.
Sabi natin, the smallest organization of life is cell, the biggest is biosphere. and ended with the nature of science. Number 1, empirical method. Ano ulit yung 2 big concepts pag empirical method? It's in star number 1.
Observation.
And
Reasoning.
Reasoning.
every time you recite, ha, syempre, naririnig ko kayo and I see your face, you get plus points on my class standing. Second, it's purely descriptive. That's why we have to really write our observations. And the third, it uses inductive reasoning and deductive. So pag sinabing deductive, can we all read? 1, 2, 3, go.
Uses general
Deductive.
General principles to make specific.
To make specific predictions.
Okay. What do you mean by prediction? Can anyone tell me? Von, can you tell me what is prediction?
Prediction.
Anong meaning
Predict.
pag nagpe-predict ka?
Predict. Yung hinuhulaan, ma'am. Hinuhulaan mo kung anong mangyayari sunod.
Okay, very good. Hinuhulaan mo. Pero yung hula mo, based on what?
Based on observation, ma'am.
Correct. So it is an educated guess, similar to hypothesis, but you have gathered information. Ang difference ng hypothesis sa prediction, sa hypothesis, hindi ka pa nag-gather ng info. Wala ka pang other observation data. But you are giving a guess already. Pag prediction, meron ng supporting data. Okay, very good. Next, we have inductive, uses specific observations to develop general conclusion. Now, I will give examples. You tell me kung is it deductive or inductive. Let's start. Neil, first example, pag nagdo-drawing ako ng parts of the body, drawing ko muna yung parts of the body and then later, I will explain that these are parts of the whole body. What's that? Is it inductive or deductive?
Inductive, ma'am.
Again?
Inductive.
Inductive. Very good. Kasi parts to whole. Next, Shane, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me if it's deductive or inductive when you factoring in mathematics. Di ba sa math, nagpa-factor out kayo. What's that? Shane?
Yes, ma'am.
Factoring method in mathematics, is it inductive or deductive?
I think, ma'am, inductive.
Inductive, why?
First year observing before answer the question.
Okay, you have an idea. Pero pag magpa-factor ka, di ba from one number or from one concept, tapos if a factor out mo siya, i-divide mo siya. So from big to small. So do you think it's still inductive? What about you, Alfred? Pag factoring, inductive or deductive?
Inductive yata, ma'am.
Inductive.
Yeah.
Bakit?
Kasi
Factoring method, ah? Are you familiar with factoring ng math?
Yes. Yes po.
So let's say 20, factor mo yan, 5 times 4. Tapos yung 4, factor mo 2 times 2.
2 times 2.
So ano yan, deductive or inductive? It's a simple question. General to specific or specific to general?
Wait. Deductive, general to specific.
Bakit?
Kasi from general, kaya 20. Tapos nag-factor, tapos meron, hinahanap mo yung, kung ano yung times na, wait.
Okay.
Di sure, ma'am.
That's correct, actually. It's deductive because from one general concept, from 20, dinivide mo na siya to little parts. Okay. Correct. So, wag kayong malito. Just take note that when you deduce from big to small, it's deductive. Okay? So, for example, research. Ba may practical research kayo ngayon? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Saan ba galing ang ingay na to?
Yes, ma'am.
Please mind your
Ah,
environment. Parang may naririnig akong radyo.
sa amin, ma'am, ano lang, ma'am,
Ah,
outage.
oo, sige.
Sanction, ma'am. Nag-sanction
Sanction?
dito sa bahay. Oo, sa lola ko.
Okay. Sige. So, bawasan na lang para magkakarinigan tayo. Okay. Let's now move on to the nature of science. And these are the 5 hallmarks of the nature of science. And ang tawag dito when you are a scientist is the OPEC method. What is O?
Observation.
H,
Hypothesis formation.
of course, P, prediction, and E,
Prediction. Experimentation.
and C, conclusion. So, this is the college approach of the scientific method. Di ba when you were younger, may mga gathering data, mahabang method yan, observation, then hypothesis, etc., etc. But when you go to college, you just have to make the OPEC report. Meaning, whatever research output, for example now, in your practical research, ang i-research nyo, what is the source of depression among senior high school students in St. Therese? So, syempre, first, mag-observe ka muna. Number 1, who are depressed? Is it in Cherubs? Meron bang depressed sa Cherubs ngayon? Mag-observe ka. Hypothesis formation, that's now the time that you ask yourself, what are the ano yung mga symptoms na depressed siya? Hindi ba kumakain, papasok ng room, nagdadabog, umiiyak, di ba? Those are hypotheses now. 3, prediction. You predict, bakit kaya siya depressed? Is it because may family problem or merong mga psychological problems? So that's under prediction. Or let's say may trauma siya, may post-traumatic stress disorder, like battered child siya or na-rape siya. You know, things like that. Those are now under your prediction. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then experimentation in research, I'm just connecting this to research because science and research come together. So your experimentation now will revolve on your survey, your questionnaire. Like tatanungin mo na siya, mag-interview ka na, uy, bakit ka depressed? Ano bang nangyari sa'yo? Na-trauma ka ba nung bata ka? So those are part of your experimentation. And then conclusion, pag sinagot niya, yung answers niya nag-match dun sa hypothesis mo and dun sa symptoms na predict mo, then you can already conclude that, for example, 2 out of 19 students in Cherubs undergo depression and have manic depression due to the fact that they had severe trauma or they have family affair problems. So ganun na, dun ka na magko-conclude. So that's part of the OPEC method. Again, O. What's O?
Observation.
Wait, Jazriel? What's O? Nasaan si Jazriel? Ay, nawala si Jazriel. Sino to? Okay. Again, Alfred, what's O?
Observation.
H, Ralph, what's H? Si Ralph ba to?
Yes, ma'am.
What's, yes, Ralph, what's H? Sa OPEC.
Oh.
Hello?
Parang hindi si Ralph, ma'am. Oh.
Sino to? Di ba makita? Sino yun? Bata yan.
Pagpakita ka, Ralph.
Ralph, what's O?
Pagpakita ka, Ralph.
Nawala si Jazriel. Ano na yung ano ko?
Ralph.
Okay. Neil, what's H?
Hypothesis, ma'am.
Kulang. Hypothesis ano?
Ano ba yun? Hypothesis.
Nasaan ang mga notebook nyo? Parang nasa classroom tayo,
Nasa bag,
nag-video lang tayo. Nasa bag. O sige. Basta alalahanin nyo, H is hypothesis. Very good, Marinelle.
Formation.
H. Mitch, Christine, what is P?
Ma'am?
Sino to? Mitch, yeah. Mitch, what is P? What is P in OPEC? pag nagagawa ka ng educated guess based on observation. Kalimutan na? Huwag mo akong tawanan. Otsi. Jazreel, what's P?
Process.
Process? Is it process, Jazreel?
Ma'am,
What is...
babalik ko lang, ma'am, na una yung signal.
Okay. Welcome back. Neil, what is P again?
Prediction, ma'am.
Prediction.
Wala, ano na?
E. Marinel, what is E?
Experimentation.
Experimentation. And Von, what is C?
Conclusion.
Okay, very good. So don't forget the OPEC method. That's what you do in college research. So remember, a hypothesis is, pakibasa, Jazreel, sige, dahil kakabalik mo lang, pakibasa, what is hypothesis?
Is a possible explanation for an observation.
Okay.
A hypothesis must be tested to determine its validity.
Two.
It is also often tested in many different ways, allows for predictions to be made.
Okay. So remember that a hypothesis is a possible explanation. It comes before a prediction. Okay? It comes before a prediction. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-predict kung wala kang hypothesis. Ang difference lang, pag nag-predict ka na, meron ka ng gathered data observation. What are the three characteristics of a hypothesis? Number one, it's draw.
Must be tested to determine its validity.
Number one, keyword. Kahit keywords na lang.
Validity.
Validity.
Two, it's
Different
different ways.
ways.
Different ways.
Or in short, varied. Hindi ako makadrawing ng maayos. Okay. Wala akong basta yan na yan. Number two, three. Tatlo yan. Valid, varied. Okay, gets na yan ha. So validity, varied, different ways, and allows for prediction. So again, it is the preemption. It's the requisite para makapag-predict. So yan ang hypothesis. Okay. Next. Wait lang, paano to? Okay. We now go to the experiment. So the experiment tests the hypothesis. Must be carefully designed to test only one variable. And we have two, of course, variables. We have the control variable and the experimental variable. So those are the two. Again, what are the two variables in the experiment?
Control variable and test
Variable.
Okay, control, or pag sinabing test experiment, it's the experimental variable. Meaning control, ito yung hindi nag-change. Hindi mo gagalawin. It will not change. The test variable will be the one you give the intervention. So for example, I'll give you an example. The effect of sunlight to malunggay plants that you grow at home. So dalawang malunggay plants. Yung isa, ilalagay mo lang dyan sa kusina mo. Yung isa naman, yun yung i-expose mo sa sunlight. So which of the two is the control variable? What do you think? Yung nilagay mo lang sa kusina or yung nilabas mo para sa sunlight?
yung inilagay yata sa kusina, ma'am.
Labas.
Again, may question. But iba-iba kayo ng sagot. Sige. 2 malunggay leaves. Okay? So you are testing. What is the research question? What is the effect of sunlight to the malunggay leaves? So yung isa, iniwan mo lang sa kusina. Yung isa naman, nilagay mo sa labas para mabigyan ng sunlight. So which one is the control variable?
Nasa kusina.
Mitch, what do you think? Mitch?
Ma'am?
Oh, naririnig mo ako. Which one is the control variable?
Tamagan, ma'am?
Which one is the control variable? The malunggay leaves that you left in the kitchen or yung malunggay leaves na nilabas mo para sa sunlight?
Yung nilabas.
Yung nilabas, yun yung control. Do you agree? Neil, do you agree? Na yung linabas, yun yung control variable.
Feeling ko ma'am hindi pa.
Hello?
Ma'am?
Oh, so again, my question is, ano yung control variable? Is it the one you exposed to the sunlight or not?
Yung hindi in-expose sa sunlight, ma'am.
No.
Okay. So yung control variable, hindi mo gagalawin. It means there is no intervention. So it means yun yung nasa loob ng kitchen. Okay? So
Yes,
what is the experimental? Yung binigyan mo na ng intervention. Okay, so that's the experiment. And the last, if the hypothesis is valid, the scientist can predict the result. Conducting the experiment to determine if it yields the predicted result is one way to test the validity. So, if my question is, what's the purpose of the experiment? Ano ba yung purpose ng experimentation in any experiment? Nandiyan yung sagot. What would be your answer? The answer is in this slide.
Predict result.
Validate. Way
What's
to
your
test the
answer?
validity.
Okay, very good. Ito yung sagot. You conduct experiments in order to test the validity from your hypothesis. Okay? So, these are all connected. Kaya ka nag-experiment para ma-test yung validity ng hypothesis mo tsaka ng prediction mo. So, still, again, we follow OPEC. Okay. Eraser, erase. Okay. Any questions so far? Naiintindihan niyo naman kahit naglalag tayo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sige.
Yes, ma'am.
We move on. So ayan, that is an example of an experimental method. So lahat to is part of OPEC. O, observation. H, hypothesis. P, kaya ka nakapag-predict because of your hypothesis. Iba-iba yung hypothesis mo, ha? And then you experiment, and then it's either ma-reject or ma-approve yung experiment mo. So once it's rejected, you modify. But once it is confirmed, you do the experimentation, you now do the conclusion. Prediction confirmed. So pwedeng isang method dire-diretso, isa naman yung ma-reject. So you do another hypothesis. So in other parts of science, the nature of science, aside from its inductive and deductive, ang pangatlo, the third nature is that we use reductionism to break a complex process down to its simpler parts. This is similar with deductive. Kasi nire-reduce mo. Okay? Number 4. Hello? Okay, are you still with me? Andito ba si Fien? 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 Okay. And
nabatik na.
okay. So again, we have inductive, deductive, reductionism, 4 models. Scientists use models. Sige nga, ikaw, why do you think do scientists use models? Bakit kailangan mag-model? For example, when you were in grade 10, pinagawa ko kayo ng clay model of the brain. Bakit kailangan ng model of the brain? Why do you think? Marinelle?
We can
models
visualize.
Again?
Visualize.
Okay, very
Something.
good. So, visual effect. Of course, when we say model, it's to simulate. Ano meaning ng simulate? Sa Tagalog or Winaray, ano meaning it simulate? To simulate a phenomena that are difficult to study directly. So, for example, origin of the universe. Nag-earth science na kayo, di ba? Di ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so origin of the universe, yung black hole, yung solar system, you needed a model.
Singularity.
Bakit kailangan ng simulate? Anong meaning ng simulate? In short, what does simulate mean? Appearance. Bon, what do you think? What's simulate?
Sim- Simulate.
Simulate a phenomena that are difficult to study directly. Pwedeng waray. Sa tingin mo, anong meaning ng simulate or Tagalog?
Hindi ko alam, ma'am.
Hindi mo alam. Okay. So, I'll give you an idea. Ito pag ginagaya mo. Okay? So, for example, you imitate, you simulate it, you make it realistic. So, for example, origin of the universe, hindi ka naman nakapuntang outer space, di ba? But you have to use a model to show and simulate. Ginagaya mo kung ano talaga yung nangyayari. So, for example, in TV broadcasting, there's also simulation na parang nasa ano na sila, communication center or tower. So, simulation ang tawag dyan. Pag ginagaya mo or you actually give a realistic way of what are difficult to study. Okay? Now, a theory now. Can we all read? What is a scientific theory? 1, 2, 3, go.
The body of
interconnected
Connected concepts
concepts
2.
is
supported by
Supported
much
by
experimental
experimental evidence and scientific reasoning.
scientific reasoning.
And number 3.
Expresses
Express
ideas
ideas
of
idea
which
of
we are
which
most
we are
certain.
most certain.
Okay. So, in short, paanohin natin tong theory? These are now the characteristics of theories. 1, interconnected concepts. 2, it needs experimental evidence and reasoning. 3, certain. So these are now, when we say theory, these are explanation and postulates about phenomena. Phenomena based on experiments. So meaning, these are tested and proven. And ang pinaka-importante dito, it is now accepted by what? Who do you think accept them? Okay, the scientists or the scientific community. Because if it's not accepted, hindi pa rin yan. Eh, magsabi lang ako na I have this theory na kaya wala akong boyfriend kasi mataas ang standards ko. So, pwedeng isipin ko lang yun, di ba? It's not a theory. But, kung meron akong mga past experiences, marami akong ginawang experiment, marami nagsasabi sa akin, so it can be tested and proven through different, like, nagka-boyfriend na ng ilang beses. So, that's actually tested and proven. Tapos, dapat accepted, ikaw, ng sarili mo. So, you theorize because you actually base it now on experiments and more importantly, experiences. Okay? So again, what is a theory now? Can we all read? 1, 2, 3, go.
These are explanations
Explanations and postulates
About phenomena based on experiments and
Experiences.
and experiences tested and proven
By the scientific
by the scientific community.
Okay, very good. So what are the 3 characteristics? 1, interconnected concepts. 2, experimental dapat.
Experimental
Dapat
evidence and
based on
reasoning.
reasoning. Very good. And 3, certain. Medyo sigurado tayo. Kaya nga the Big Bang Theory, di ba? It is the most plausible explanation of the origin of the universe, that everything started with a primordial atom. Remember that? Helium and hydrogen collided and then exploded. Kaya nabuo yung solar system, nabuo yung universe. So that's one theory that we accept. But again, we always say na there are a lot of other theories. We have the divine creation theory, the stellar theory, marami. But the Big Bang is the most accepted because of its experimentation and phenomena based on helium and hydrogen. Yung pagsabog ng dalawang, yung pag-fusion ng dalawang element na yan na sumabog. Okay? Are you still with me, Cherubs?
Yes, ma'am.
Cherubs. Ayan, very good. So, dapat kumakanta din kayo. Okay. Sige. So, now, let's have a review. Oops. Wait lang. Paano to matanggal? Wait.
delete,
Delete.
right click and remove.
Eraser. Ayan. Okay. So, ano nang pinag-usapan natin? We already have the OPEC and then ano yung dalawa pang ginagamit ng scientists in order to show scientific data? We have inductive, deductive. What are the two more?
Model.
Model and reductionism. Okay. So now,
Reduction. Model.
ang tanong, why do we need to study biology? Without looking at it first. Sige. Give me one line, bakit kailangan mag-aral ng general biology? Aside from the fact na it's in your curriculum, nasa grade 11 curriculum siya, kailangan nating mag-aral. One by one, sige, let's start with Neil. Kasi ikaw yung nasa ano ko. Ikaw yung nauuna sa screen. One reason, why do we need to study biology? One line lang. I just need one line.
For us to know kung saan tayo nanggaling or yes.
Okay, very good. So in short, origin. Tama?
Origin. Yes.
Kung saan tayo nanggaling. Very good. 3 points. Next, Von, why do we need to study biology? Based dito sa mga pictures.
To
Why?
study the surroundings, the environment.
Okay, very good. So, kanina si Neil, origin natin. Saan tayo nagsimula? Si Von naman, to understand our environment. Kung bakit ganyan ang surroundings. Very good. Next, what's this? Ralph, why do we need to study biology? Para
To
sa'yo.
enhance more biological knowledge, ma'am, about living things, life, ma'am. And
Okay.
also, ma'am, may advantages din siya, ma'am, para sa daily life natin, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Well said. So for Ralph, it's to improve biological knowledge. So yung advantages, kung ano yung may improve pa natin. So that's part of innovation. Very good. Next, Shane.
For me, ma'am, it helps individuals understand the interaction between humanity and the world.
Wow, pag Miss Universe yung sagot ni Shane. So for Shane, it's now the relationship of humanity, of the ecological balance and with the rest of the world. Very good. So all of you have different perspectives. All are correct. Next, we have Marinelle. Why do we need to study biology, Marinelle?
It's our responsibility
Why? Why do you think is it our responsibility?
because humans are the only species capable of thinking what is essential for them to survive at the long term.
Okay, very good. So for Marinelle, it's all about responsibility because we human beings are the highest form of what? We are the highest form of Homo sapiens sapiens. Okay, we are the highest form of animals. Mga hayop din tayo. Hayop ka, hayop ako. We are all animals. That's why we were given the brain to think. Yes, we have instincts like the animals. So yung aso, may instincts din yan. Pero tayo, we were given reason. Okay, that's what separates us from other living things because we have reason. Remember, there are 7 characteristics of life. Pinag-usapan na natin yan. Lahat ng living things meron yung 7. Pero tayo, dinagdagan pa tayo ng reason. So, very good, Marina, for pointing that out, the responsibility. Next, Alfred. Ang cute naman ang picture mo dyan. Alfred, are you there? Why do you need to study biology?
Para malaman yung mga pangangailangan ng mga tao.
Okay, good. So pangangailangan, the needs and the wants of people
Yeah,
only?
the needs.
Tao lang ba?
Hindi ma'am. Pati yung mga animals, yung mga living things.
Okay, living things in general. Okay, very good. The wants, the needs, and especially the aims for survival. Okay, thank you. Mitch.
To study their reproductive cycles and their reaction to chemicals.
Wow. So,
Wow.
ang kay Mitch na, it's now the combination of biochemistry. So, meaning the reproductive cycles, the endocrine glands, our nervous, even our reaction to chemicals. Okay, so pag ikaw, inom ka ng soda every day, what would be the effect? Or pag ikaw, you smoke cigarette or other reproductive activities, what reproductive activities do you know of? Sexual intercourse, masturbation. What is its effect? Kung araw-araw, gabi-gabi ka nagma-masturbate, may effect ba yun sa'yo? So, very good. That's an example of how we can survive biology. Okay? Jazreel, why do we need to study biology?
Because connects us to the world we are living in.
Connects us to the world. How? How does it connect? Sige, you be more specific.
It teaches us concept on basic living.
Okay, very good. So in short, you are able to understand yourself more. Concepts of living things. Sino tong malikot? Von, wag ka malikot. Upo ka lang. Higa ka lang, upo ka lang. Huwag ka masyadong malikot. Okay, so very good connection. And then Fien. Fien, are you there? Okay, Fien, why do we need to study biology? Bakit kailangan natin pag-aralan to? You know that biology is the study of life. So why do we need to study biology?
Hello?
Hello, Fien? Ay, nawala siya.
Hello?
Okay, Fien. Sige. So, Fien, why do we need to study biology?
In order for us to be knowledgeable about life and to know the survival itself.
Okay, knowledge about life and survival itself. Very good. That's the first theme, evolution. Okay, so lahat natawag na, no? So there are two important reasons in general. Lahat ng sinabi niyo are actually correct. But we have to face what the reality is. For example, now, anong kinakaharap natin? Bakit pa tayo nagdi-distance learning? Why are we at home? Okay, COVID.
Coronavirus.
So, I will show you later. I will give you a link na talagang na-amaze ako when I watched it because ang coronavirus pala, di ba, it's a parasite. Any virus is a parasite. It needs a host. So, ang pinanggalingan niya are mga grilled na bats. So, it was already proven that hindi galing sa rats, hindi galing sa snake. It is actually the source of the coronavirus is from bats na inihaw, tas kinain ng tao in China. So I'll show you the video na how I was amazed that these virus actually cling on to our cells, our body cells. So sabi ko, nakaka-relate tayo dito ngayon sa biology because these virus attack our cells and then the scientists now are actually studying about those cells kung paano ba i-counter attack yung virus na yan. So the first reason why we study biology is number one, for medical advances. Sa tingin nyo, paano nagkaroon ng coronavirus testing kit? It's because of biologists. It's because of chemists. Biological chemists who study on that virus itself and microorganisms. Okay? So number one reason, why do we need to study biology every day? Number one is
medical advancement.
Medical
advancement.
One example na is the coronavirus testing kit. That's because of That's because of this phenomenon. Number two, yung sinabi kanina ni sino ba yan? Si Shane or Mitch about human reproduction, di ba? Addressing needs of growing human population. So a lot of what is the most overpopulated country in the world?
China.
Kaya nga right now, if you have seen the news, bumababa na yung rate of corona patients in China. Saan na dumadami? Where is now the epicenter of coronavirus? It's now in Italy and
Italy.
So Europe. So pero there are a lot of news when I watch BBC na marami ding hindi nire-report ang China. So they just burn the bodies. Pag namamatay ng coronavirus, they burn the bodies, hindi na nila nire-report to authorities. So meaning they're also undergoing concealing of information. So siguro, if there is, realistically speaking, if there's one advantage of coronavirus, we know it's a threat to human life, but it lessened overpopulation, especially in the most populated country in the world, which is China. So you see, what's happening now in our country, in our world, is highly related to biology. And if you want to really know about COVID, kailangan alam mo na yung human body, how the human body works. And I think one of you answered that earlier. 3, what's the third important reason? Can we all read, girls? 1, 2, 3, go.
Challenges of decreasing rate of biodiversity.
Okay. Last year or just January, ano yung napagdaanan ng Australia?
Burn.
Ano to?
Forest fire.
Ano yung pinagdaanan ng Australia?
Forest
Forest fires. And
Forest fire.
they even have this firenado ang tawag, meaning it's a tornado that is made up of fire that killed almost half of the species in Western Australia. So that phenomenon, yung nangyari sa Australia na forest fire, it killed half of their biodiversity. Australia pa lang yun, ha? Yung nangyari naman sa Africa nung January, did you hear about that? The locusts?
Yes.
So yung nangyari na the locusts that swarmed over the rice fields, imagine, dahil sa mga insects na to, kinain nila yung mga rice fields, the source of food of Australia was gone. It was in southern part of Australia near Cape Town. So imagine itong mga pangyayari, this happened in the past 3 months, January, February, now it's March. So ang daming nangyayari, volcanic eruptions are happening, it just happened in January. So this actually gives a decreasing rate of biodiversity. So this is also under biology. So the fact na in the Philippines, what is our national animal? Pambansang hayop.
Carabao.
Ha? Carabao?
Baka.
Tama raw? Okay.
Carabao.
The updated one.
Bayo.
Yung tama raw, bata pa tayo, no? Nung elementary pa ako.
Carabao.
Yes, Philippine Eagle.
Okay. What's the answer, Marinel?
Philippine Eagle.
Philippine eagle. Very good.
Akala ko bansa.
Diba, yung American eagle, it's bald. I don't know if you have seen the American eagle, and the Philippine eagle is more endemic, aside from it's only here in the Philippines, because it's unique, kasi yun yung eagle na patusok yung buhok, tas black. And in the Philippines, before when I was in college, we had 5. Ngayon, that I'm now working, medyo matanda na kayo, okay, we only have 2 Philippine eagles in Davao. And they are now working on genetic modification na kahit onti lang yung species, they will improve and increase biodiversity. So that is still under biology. And the last, number 4, boys, what's the 4th reason?
Biotechnology advancement.
Okay, biotech. So, ano yung mga movies ngayon na that's what the central theme is. So, yung mga Iron Man, that's actually biotech. Spider-Man, di ba? Yung
Homecoming.
the genetic modification. Yung Homecoming, hindi ko pa yung napapanood, pero that's the most recent, right? So, yung mga kalaban sa Spider-Man na lizard, half human, those are genetic modifications. In real life, we have the lion, a combination of tiger and lion. We also have the donkey, combination of a donkey and a horse. Okay, so those are now biotech advances. So, those are now the major importance. Recap, why do we need to study biology? Let's just have the keywords. Number 1.
Advancement.
Medical.
Medical advance.
Okay, medical advances. 2. To prevent?
Human population.
Okay. So to address human population. 3, basically.
Biodiversity.
And 4, of course, biotechnology.
Technology.
So all those are part of
advancement,
human life. Okay? Remember those because you'll have formative after. Okay. So let's play a game. Wait lang. Mouse. Okay. Nakita nyo? So, are you familiar with anagrams? Pakisabi kay kuya, wag masyadong munang maingay. Nag-online class pa tayo. Kaninong kuya man yan? Okay. Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. So every time you answer correctly, you get 5 points. You just turn on your video and then raise your hand and say the answer immediately. Okay. Sige. Wait lang. Naka-on na ba? Naririnig niyo ako?
Yes.
Parang may nakikipag-away sa likuran. Sino yung nakikipag-away nila? Okay, ready? Let's play anagrams. These are jumbled letters and you have to tell me what is the word or concept in biology that we're gonna talk about. Ready? So again, just shout the answer. Every time you get the answer, you get +5. Ready? Number 1.
Cell theory.
Cell theory. Very good. Sino yun? The answer is? Cell
Hi.
theory from? Marinel. Okay, 5 points for Marinel. Next, paunahan. Just say it since mahina yung video. 2.
Evolution.
Sino na una? Sabay si?
Ma'am. Me,
Jasser.
ma'am.
Sino?
Ma'am, Shane, ma'am.
Oh, Shane. Okay lang. Huwag ka magalit, Shane. Okay, Shane and sino yung lalaki?
Ako, ma'am. Abogado, ma'am.
Abogado, Ralph. Very good. 5 points. Please plot it, ha? Kahit naka-online class tayo. Dapat sinusulat niya sa notebook na. Okay, evolution. 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Prokaryotic.
Prokaryotic.
Okay, very good. The answer is prokaryotic.
Prokaryotic.
Lalaki. Who got it first? Okay, very good. Next, ready?
Kingdom.
4,
Kingdom.
3. Okay, very good. Kingdom. So ito yung assignment ko sa inyo, di ba? I asked you to get 2 species, tapos aalamin nyo from kingdom down to species. Sige nga, what does King Philip came over fearing green snakes mean? K.
Kingdom.
P.
Phylum.
C.
Phylum.
Class.
O.
Order.
Order.
F.
Family.
G.
Genus.
S.
Species.
Okay, very good. So don't forget that kingdom is the highest form of taxonomy in science. Meaning taxonomy, it's the science, it's the branch of science that deals with naming and classifying organisms. Okay, it's kingdom. Next.
Phylum.
Phylum. Very good. Who got it first? Lalaki.
Ako, ma'am.
Very good. Bon. Phylum. Next. Ready?
What?
Bacteria.
Okay,
No.
it's a special type of bacteria. What's that?
Archaeobacteria.
5, 4.
Archaeobacteria.
Very good. Archaebacteria.
Archae.
Archaebacteria. Ito yung mga bacteria that actually can live in extreme environments. So for example, extreme heat, they are called halophiles. Extreme salt. So, di ba, there are oceans na grabe yung salt level. These are the bacteria that can survive. So for example, here in the Philippines, yung virus na corona, it is lessened because of heat, because COVID or the coronavirus does not cannot survive in extreme environment. Hindi nila kaya ng extreme heat. They thrive more in cold environment. Kaya nga sa Iran, sa Italy, in China, northern part, dun sila because malamig. Okay? It's true. Next. Who is the scientist who was able to show the
Robert
cell?
Hooke.
Okay.
Robert Hooke.
Very good, Marinelle. It's Robert Hooke. He's one of the scientists who used the microscope in seeing the cell. Next.
Microscopic.
Microscopy. Okay, very good. Who got it? Lalaki?
Ako,
Si
ma'am.
Von.
Very good, Von. It's microscopy. Okay, so very good. Good job. Remember, this is a review. When we say we are now down to our last 4 slides before we have our formative. So when we say biology, it is the study of life. It's a branch of science in a way of understanding nature. And I believe you have shared this kanina, di ba? Understanding yourself and understanding your surroundings. So tama yung sinabi kanina ni Von na to understand your environment. And 3, it's a human endeavor. Pag sinabi nating endeavor, ito na yung sinasabi ni Marinelle kanina na responsibility. It's part of our everyday experience. What do we need to do once it's a human endeavor? Number 1, we need to
Understand.
understand, meaning intindihin, unawain. Number 2, pag maintindihan mo na, kailangan mong
Explain.
explain. So kung ako magtatanong sa'yo na, bakit kaya ganito? Bakit, di ba there are plenty of whys and hows? So, paano? Bakit? Dapat ma-explain mo sa akin, hindi lang nasasabihin mo na, ganyan eh, kayuga, itmaram. No. You should be able to explain it. 3, you have to integrate. What do you mean by integrate? Ano yan? Pag nag-integrate ka, ano meaning yan? You combine. What do you combine? Cherubs. Elements? Okay, pwede. Elements of what? Of life. So you combine concepts. Okay, yung mga sinabi nyo kanina, when I asked you why study biology, nasagot mo yun kasi nag-combine ka ng concept sa utak mo, di ba? Nag-isip ka. That's already integrating. And of course, describing the world of living things. So those are the 3 aspects of biology: study of life, a way of understanding nature, a human endeavor. Don't forget. Unifying themes in biology. This is our last module for today. Number 1 is the cell theory. Ralph, can you read? What is the cell theory? 1, 2, 3, go.
All living organisms are made up of cells, and all living cells come from pre-existing cells.
Okay, pag sinabi nating theory, hindi na yun ma-change. It cannot be changed, and it is widely accepted by the scientific community. All living organisms are made up of cells. And all these cells come from pre-existing cells. Hindi pwede na galing sa wala lang. In your worksheet na sinagutan nyo nung Tuesday, you were able to see the basic parts of a cell. And can you tell me what is the central control system of a cell? Ano bang part yon? Anong organelle yun? Okay, very good. It's the nucleus. Pag maraming nucleus, anong tawag? Nuclei, okay? Nuclei. Number 2, can we all read number 2? What is the second unifying theme of biology? 1, 2, 3, go.
Molecular basis of
Inheritance. Okay, stop. I just want
Basis of inheritance.
Alfred, can you read? What is the molecular basis of inheritance?
DNA encodes genes which control living organisms and are passed from one generation to the next.
Okay, correct. So pag sinabi natin molecular basis, you and I are made up of DNA. Remember the 4th nucleic acid. So DNA encodes the genes. Bakit ganyan yung ilong mo? Bakit ganyan yung mata mo? Paano mo nakuha yung buhok ng nanay mo? Paano mo nakuha yung skin ng tatay mo? It's because of this unifying theme. That DNA encodes genes and it's passed down from one generation to the next. So your children will also get the genes of your parents and yours. Okay? So what's the first unifying theme? Number 1, again, cell
Theory.
theory. 2, what's the second?
Molecular
Process
inheritance.
Inheritance. Number 3, structure and function.
Structure and
Shane,
function.
Shane, can you read? 1, 2, 3, go.
The proper function of a molecule is dependent on its structure.
Okay. So dito na naka-depend
May
yung
gubotang?
size and shape of any organism. Okay? So for example, tayong tao, what distinguishes us from animals? Physically, physically. Hindi yung brain or whatever. Physically. Because we can
Walk.
we can walk. Bakit yung tiger ba hindi nakakapag-walk?
Ano?
Who can answer? What's the difference between us human beings physically? Because our vertebral column is what?
Straight.
What's the scientific term of straight? Yung ano siya?
Vertical.
Vertical, it's up. It's up, right. Okay, can you say it again? Our vertebral column is upright.
Upright.
So,
Right.
before, bago maging Homo sapiens sapien, Homo habilis. Diba? Homo habilis, nakakuba pa yung mga tao. Homo erectus, biglang nag-upright. Homo sapiens sapien, the neck also became upright and then the brain became smaller. If you try to check Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, yung mga Homo habilis, yun yung mga malalaki yung brain. Okay? And then their occipital lobe nakabitay. So us human beings, what differentiates us from other organisms because we have upright vertebral column. And also, yung mga nasa land. Hello? Are you still with me? Everybody?
Yes.
Wave your hands
Yes,
if you're
ma'am.
still with me. Okay. So, okay, very good. So, yung mga nasa land, ang pinagkaiba nila sa mga nasa tubig, okay, except of course for mermaids and all, is because we have the neck. Ang neck, only terrestrial organisms have that. Okay? So, for example, platypus. They don't have neck because originally they came from the water. Other organisms. Those organisms that originally came from water do not have necks, but they have fins. Okay? Tayo ng mga Hello? Okay.
Hello?
Saan galing ang ingay? Okay. So, pakisabi muna na we're having a class. So, us human beings, since we have necks, even dogs have necks, tigers have necks, giraffes have necks, we all are terrestrial beings. What do you think is a function of the neck? Bakit kailangan ng leeg? Para ano? Cherubs. Ano function ng neck?
Supports.
Supports the head. Okay, literally. But
Hold their head.
it's because of one thing. Starts with letter N. Pag hinahanap mo, naghahanap ka, tapos nakikita mo siya, okay? Or when you have direction, sense of direction, what's that? Starts with letter N. GPS, parang ganon.
Navigate.
Navigate.
Okay, very good. 3 points. It's navigation. Sino nagsabi nun? Hazriel?
Mitch.
Mitch. Okay. Very good, Mitch. It's for navigation. So, pag naghahanap tayo, tapos makikita natin, na-navigate natin, whatever we're looking for, food, water, tamang tao para sa'yo, that's because of your neck. Okay? That's because of your shape. So, di ba, para makita mo siya, kailangan lilingon ka. That's an example.
Sana all.
So, the main function of your neck is, again, what? For?
Navigation.
Navigation.
Walang iba po.
Navigation.
Walang ibang purpose but to navigate. Okay? So that's the third. So meaning the shape determines the function. Fourth. The fourth, Neil, can you read? 1, 2, 3, go.
Evolutionary change. Living organisms have evolved from the same origin event. The diversity of life is the result of evolutionary change.
Okay, so this is simple. The fourth unifying thing in biology is that all organisms undergo change over time. Okay? Even you. Ikaw ba? How have you changed over time? Alfred, paano ka nagbago over time?
Ano? Physical appearance.
Physical appearance. Dati, maliit ka or
Dati, ano? Dati payat. Joke.
Dati payat, ngayon, chubby.
Payat pa din. Payat pa
Payat pa
din.
din. Okay, so it means you have improved, increase in size. How about you, Mitch? How have you changed over time?
Growing.
Growing in what aspect?
Physical appearance din, ma'am.
Okay, physical appearance. So of course, when you were younger, your hips were not that wide. Wala ka pang breast, so it's puberty shaped you. So that's an example. Growing physically. Shane, what about you?
Physical rin, ma'am.
Puro physical. Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
what physical change have you undergone?
Fats.
Fats. Nag-gain ka ng fats or nag-lose ka ng fats?
Nag-gain, ma'am. More and more every day.
Okay. Sige lang yan because fats are your cushion and it helps you resolve the environment. You will learn that later in our biomolecule. So you should be thankful na may fats ka. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's the fourth, evolution change. 5, evolutionary conservation. Marinelle, can you read? 1, 2, 3, go.
Critical characteristics of early organisms are preserved and passed on to future generations.
Okay. So when we say evolutionary conservation, this is when the changes are actually preserved and passed down to the next generation. So in your family, kung yung evolution matatangos ang mga ilong, until your next generation matangos din yung mga ilong niyan, or in your family of scientists, of doctors, of teachers, of brainy people. Syempre, it's not always. There will always be recessive gene, di ba? Nagtataka ka, bakit itong pamilya, lahat sila matatalino, pero may isang parang medyo slow? Because there will always be a recessive gene. Okay? That's part of evolutionary conservation. So, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. There are 5 kingdoms. There are 5 kingdoms. What are the 5 kingdoms? Oops. Sorry. What are the 5 kingdoms? Saan na yun? Wala siya. Okay. So there are 5 kingdoms. We have the Plantae, Fungi, Animalia, Protista. 4 pala, sorry. What kingdom do you belong to?
Animalia.
We are under Animalia. Si coronavirus, under what?
Fungi.
Protista.
No.
Protista.
Okay. Coronavirus, virus, and bacteria are under Protista.
Protista.
Okay. So plants under Plantae and plant-like organisms, fungi. So etong eukarya, can you see?
Fungi.
Etong eukarya, this is what you call domain. Eukarya, archaea,
Subdomain.
and bacteria. They are domains. Okay? So ito naman,
Domain.
these are the what?
Subdomain.
Subdomain, or such a letter K. Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Empire.
Okay.
Kingdom.
Okay, sige. So we move on. Kaya pa? Last two. Cells Information Processing System. Mitch, can you read what is the 6th unifying theme?
Come again, ma'am?
Mitch, please read what is the 6th unifying theme. Go. Hello?
Cells information stored in DNA as well as information received from the environment.
Okay. So, number 6, ito na yung sinasabi nating CPU. Okay? Central Processing Unit, that cells process information in the DNA and then, of course, receive from the environment. So, we have now the response to stimuli. Processed by what? Processed by cells. So, what is sa brain mo, anong tawag dyan sa cells sa brain mo?
Brain cells.
Neurons.
Brain cells or neurons. Okay? Or,
Neurons.
ang tawag sa kanila, nerve cells. So, yun na yung mga ginagamit to process. And last but not the least, we have now the emergent properties, which I have already given to you. New properties are present at one level that are not seen in the previous level. So those are the 7 unifying themes. Recap tayo. 7 unifying themes in biology. Number 1, cell.
Cell theory.
2,
Molecular basis
Molecular
of
basis of
inheritance.
3,
Structure and function.
Function.
4,
Living
Evolutionary
organisms.
chain.
number 5,
Evolutionary
Evolutionary
conservation.
number
Conservation.
6, cell
Cells information
Information
processing system.
and number 7, the last.
Emergent
Emergent
properties.
Okay, emergent properties. Oh, welcome, Haniel. You are here.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, welcome to those who are who just arrived. So, ang dami na natin na pag-usapan. Recap tayo. So, we have already finished with the unifying themes of biology. How many unifying themes again? Ilan?
7.
We have 7. We also have the 4 nature ways on how to show science. What are the 4? Inductive, deductive,
Reductionism, and models.
and model. And of
Actionism
course,
and model.
we also have talked about OPEC. What is OPEC? O.
Observation.
H.
Prediction.
Prediction.
Hypothesis. Formation. P.
Prediction.
Prediction.
E.
Experimentation.
Conclusion.
Okay, Neil, one reason why we study biology, ano yung keyword natin?
Medical advances.
Medical advances. Very good. Ralph, another reason why we study biology? 4 yun, di ba? We have 4. Medical advances. 2.
Biotechnology.
Biotechnology. Very good. Mitch, give me another reason why we study biology. To address what?
To prevent human population.
Okay, to prevent overpopulation, but to address the human population. Okay? And last, Alfred, what's the 4th reason why we study biology?
What?
Mm.
Sige, ma'am. Biotechnology
Done na.
advances.
Tapos na. What about
Biodiversity.
biodiversity? To take care of the flora and fauna. Flora are the plants, fauna are the animals. Okay, that's our responsibility. Okay, so far, yun yung mga big concepts. Very good. 1 hour, 23 minutes na tayo nag-uusap. I have my last 10 minutes and then you'll be having your formative test. Okay? So, tatapusin ko na lang yung PowerPoint na to. Now, I want you to answer. I'll give you the remote control. Try to answer this, Marinelle. Okay? So, Marinelle, can you try? You have the mouse now.
Where?
Mouse. You have the remote control. Give mouse. Okay. Can you now control? Okay. For
Yes,
the rest, sige. For the rest, try to answer. So, one, nag-control na si Marinel. Isa. Next, Neil. You try to connect one concept there. Neil? Oops. Okay.
Wala. Ay,
Saan yan
joke.
papunta?
Sa akin yan, ma'am. Trinay ko lang.
Sino? Sige, si Neil muna.
Hindi ko ano.
Wait, remote control to Neil. Okay, go.
Alastig.
Sige. Biology, the study of life. Okay, next, try to control the remote. Ralph, your turn. Sino
Hello.
yan? Okay, Ralph, it's your turn. Ralph. Ralph, nako-control mo ba? Okay, try to answer, Ralph.
Hindi ko makontrol, ma'am. Ay.
Ralph. Okay, try it now. Discovery of cells to F. Okay. Next, Mitch, your turn. Okay, Mitch, try to control now.
Nandun na, ma'am. Tapos na.
Tapos na. Next, Von, your turn. Okay. So 5 answers. Okay, let's try to check. So when we say biology, of course, ito, very obvious. Study of
The study of life.
D. Okay, next, scientific method, OPEC, very good. If you answered it correctly, you get 3 points. Please plot it on your notebook, please. Reasoning, what are the 2 types of reasoning? We have
Deductive.
okay, deductive and inductive, very good. And then discovery of cells. Who are in charge of?
Robert Hooke.
Okay, very good.
Robert Hooke and Anton Van.
Okay, these are the 2 people, Robert Hooke and Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Say Leeuwenhoek. So they were the ones responsible for the discovery of cells through the microscope. And the cell theory, itong dalawa.
Unit of life.
Okay. So cell theory, all organisms are composed of 1 or more cells and pre-existing cells. Okay, very good.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, we move on. Next. So, basic concepts lang. Biology, the study of life. Alam niyo na yan. Reasoning, you have review na to. Okay. 2 people who were in charge of the discovery of cells are Leeuwenhoek and Hooke.
Robert Hooke.
And then the 3, pagtanungin kita, what are the 3 postulates in the cell theory? Ano sagot mo?
Cells are the basic unit of life.
Number 1, cells are the basic unit of life. 2, Haniel.
All organisms are composed of 1 or more cells.
Okay, very good. And the 3rd postulate, Ralph?
Cells come from pre-existing cells.
Okay, kalimutan niyo na lahat. Wag lang tong tatlo.
Okay ka na, Nay?
Don't
Okay ka na?
forget these three because they are the cell theory.
Okay ka na? Nanay?
Okay, Nanay, are you there?
Ay, joke.
Sige. So last na to, promise na, last na.
Lucia.
So cell theory, if I ask you who are the proponents of the cell theory, anong sagot mo?
Matthias Schleiden.
Okay, there are
Schleiden.
three.
Virtual.
Virtual.
Schleiden. Virtual.
Okay, Schleiden, Schwann, and Virchow.
Schwann, Virchow.
So ano yung mga pangalan nila?
Matthias Schleiden.
Okay, very good. So we have Matthias Schleiden. Okay, we have Rudolf Virchow.
Schwann. Virtual.
Okay, and then we have Frederick Schwann.
Frederick Schwann.
So yun yung mga pangalan nila. They were able to determine the classes of cells, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Again, anong difference ng prokaryotic sa eukaryotic? Prokaryotic. Okay, Mitch, tell me, pag sinabing prokaryotic, anong meaning nun, Mitch? Mitch, are you there?
Hello?
Pag sinabing prokaryotic, anong meaning? Mayroon bang may nucleus or wala?
Hello?
Hello, mahina na ata signal. Okay. Haniel, what do you mean? What's the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic?
Before nucleus.
Ang alin?
Meron
Yung
din.
prokaryotic.
Okay. And when we say eukaryotic?
Through nucleus.
So they have the nucleus. Very good. So characteristics of prokaryotes, simple. Pag prokaryotic, complex eukaryote. Pag ang genetic material located in the nucleus pag prokaryote, pag eukaryotic, nucleus. So walang nucleus ang prokaryotic, they only have nucleoid region. Cytoplasm, eukaryotic have cytoplasm, but prokaryotic don't have cytoplasm, they only have ribosomes. And then we have now the subkingdoms. Ito yung sinasabi kong sa inyo kanina, archaebacteria. And then the viruses. What we have now, the coronavirus, is an example of a lysogenic bacteria. When we say lysogenic, they need a host to survive. And then, kinakain nila yung cells na healthy. So they're like cancer cells. Kinakain nila yung healthy cells in our respiratory tract. And then, they cause, mucus. Kaya, di ba, pag ang tao, kahit hindi pa na-test, ang first symptom that you have the coronavirus is that you have droplets, runny nose, and phlegm when you cough. Because of the coronavirus that is lysogenic, meaning it eats up the good cells, just like cancer cells. So ano yung common na ini-infect pag virus? We have plants known as viroid and animals, prions. So in this case, yung SARS, saan galing yung SARS? Yung virus na SARS. Anong animal?
Aniki rin yata. Aniki.
No.
Bat.
They came from cats. Okay? Wild cats. Na inihaw nila kinain. Tapos yung MERS-CoV, the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome virus, it came from camel. Camels na, yun din, inihaw yung lamang loob. Intestine, ginawa nilang isaw, kinain. So, na-transfer na sa tao.
Yummy.
Itong coronavirus, it was now proven that it came from grilled what?
Bat.
And you know which part of the bat? Yung heart until the digestive system ng bat. So yung intestine, stomach, yun yung kinain, inihaw kinain, and then the virus was actually living on the heart of the bat. Tapos na-transfer na sa respiratory ng tao. Okay? So that's an example of a lysogenic virus. Okay. Clear all drawings. Okay. So that's it. To end, I give you the cell evolution
Oh my God.
timeline. We had 3.5 billion years ago. Remember the origin of the universe? We are 4.5 billion years, right? 4.5. But in the cells, prokaryotes came from Kingdom Monera 3.5 billion years. So after 1 billion year, dun lang nagkaroon ng first ever cells. Because it was believed by scientists that in the first 1 billion years, it was all about gases and elements in the atmosphere. It was helium, hydrogen, and oxygen, carbon that were fusing in the atmosphere. After 1 billion years, carbon atoms now formed the cells. Okay? And then 2.5, nagkaroon na ng organelles. Ito yung worksheet niya ginawa nyo. Eubacteria. After 1.5, dun lang ang eukaryotes. Look at now the kingdom. And then the virus. And then now, we have the different diseases. So yung mad cow disease, virus din yan na nandun sa cows and animals. So ngayon, aside from corona, ano pa yung isang flu virus na umuuso na sa...
Ebola.
Bird. We have the bird flu.
Bird flu.
So galing yan sa mga chicken na double dead or yung mga hindi pinapakain ng maayos na chicken. Okay? So, any questions? Naintindihan ba? We're done with the first module. Tapos na tayo sa introduction of biology. Okay, so I hope... Oops, wait lang. Screen sharing. So, I hope naintindihan nyo yung lesson. Okay? And now, I guess you are ready for a formative. Okay? So, paano natin gagawin yung formative? Ganun din. I want you to open Microsoft Word. Okay. Do you have laptops with you? Cell phones?
Cellphone.
Kung cellphone, notes.
Cellphone.
Notes.
Notes.
Notes or messages. Kasi, isa-send niya sa akin yung mga sagot niyo. Okay? Are you ready for the formative? So,
Wait, ma'am.
I want you to number as we go along. Okay, so open Microsoft Word. So, kumbaga, yung 1/4 sheet of paper natin, Word mo or cellphone mo. Tapos, isa-screenshot mo, send mo sa akin. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute to have, to prepare. Ha? So, hindi ma-X. Pwede namang ano lang, continuous lang. Parang nag-multitask ka. Okay. So I'll give you a review again of the PowerPoint. Just a brief rundown of the PowerPoint. We started here, right? Okay, screen share. Share. Okay. So, isang pasada ng PowerPoint. Ready?
Delete. That's the hypothesis. Wherever.
Okay, so we're done with the game. Wait lang. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, so ready? Are you ready, everyone? Ready na ba ang paper? I mean,
Yes, ma'am.
your word or your...
Where's my ball pen?
Okay. Ready. Number 1. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay. Number 1.
Yes. Explanation. Oh.
Okay. Number 1. This is an explanation of a phenomenon based on experimentation and reason accepted by the scientific community, tested and proven. 2.
Isusulat lang, ma'am, or mag-answer?
Sulat lang. 2 and 3.
Agay.
2 and 3. What are the 2 kinds of reasoning? Four. The proponents of the cell theory are Schwann, Schleiden, and Blank. So please write the third scientist. Five. Number 5. What does P in OPEC mean? Okay. Ready for number 6, everybody?
Wait, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Number 6. This is the unifying theme in biology that determines that the shape affects the function. The shape of an organism affects the function. Number 7, the quantity of change over a period of time. What is that? Biologically speaking, this is the quantity of change over a period of time. Eight. Cite one reason why we study biology. Again, cite one reason why we study biology. 9.
Ainsley. Kali daw.
Number 9. Robert Hooke and blank were the microscopic scientists in the discovery of cells. Number 9, Robert Hooke and blank, pwedeng last name lang, were the microscopic scientists in the discovery of cells. 10. And number 10, under what kingdom do viruses come from? What kingdom? Okay. Ready? Let's check. I want you to check your own work, and then you'll be telling me your own score. Okay, Neil, andito ka? Haniel, Vaughn,
Yes, ma'am.
Ralph, Marinel, Mitch, Alfred,
Yes,
Shane,
ma'am.
Jantril. Okay. Let's
Yes,
now
ma'am.
check. Please check your own work. Number 1, this is an explanation of phenomena based on experiment. What's your answer, Neil?
Theory, ma'am.
Very good.
Theory.
Theory. 2, what are the 2 kinds of theory? Reasoning, Haniel?
Inductive and deductive.
Very good. Inductive and deductive. Please check your own work. Be honest with me. God is watching you. 4, the proponents of cell theory are Schwann, Schleiden, and yes, Von. Who's the other one?
Frederick Birch.
Frederick Virchow.
Virchow.
Okay, Rudolf Virchow.
Rudolph Virchow.
Pag Virchow, okay na. Okay, next. Ralph, what does P in OPEC stand for?
Prediction, ma'am.
Prediction. Very good. 6, a unifying theme in biology that determines the shape, affects a function. Marinel? Marinel, what's that theme in biology? Hello? Marinel, I cannot hear you. What's
Structure
the
and
answer?
function.
Okay, structure and function. Very good. Next, change over time. What's that, Mitch? Mitch? What's the change over a period of time? What's that?
Evolutionary change.
Okay, very good. Evolution or evolutionary change. Next, cite one reason why we study biology. Yes, Alfred.
Medical advancement, ma'am.
Okay, so you know the 4. We have medical advances or advancement. We have population, biodiversity, and biotechnology. Okay? Number 9, Shane, Robert Hooke, and who was the other one? Shane? How do you spell Leuven?
Hook.
Okay. So some books may E, some wala. Doesn't matter. Leuvenhoek. And last, under what kingdom do viruses come from? Okay, I can accept two
Protesta.
answers. There, it can be protista or monera.
Protesta.
Ooh, let's
Okay.
go. Yeah, Protista.
Okay. So, how many of you got 10 over 10?
I did.
Okay. You have to tell me your score. Wait lang. I have to share screen. Share desktop. So, can you see my laptop?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Cherubs. Okay. So, today is March 20. Formative. Abogado score.
7 over 10, ma'am.
Okay, good. Rainier, Nan, Elroy, Neil,
8, ma'am. 8 over 10.
Adrian, Haniel,
9, ma'am. 9 over 10.
Antonio, Vianney, George, Alfred,
8 over 10, ma'am.
Chrysler, Von,
6 over 10, ma'am.
8,
6.
6. Okay. Christine, Mitchell,
7 over 10.
Fien, Trixie, Violet, Jazril.
Wala, ma'am.
Wala siya. Marinel.
10.
Very good. Shane. Wala din si Shane. Nawala si Shane, no? Pero Jazril and Shane. Okay. Kiana, wala.
Ma'am,
Yeah, Shane. What's your score?
8, ma'am.
Ba't nawala ka bigla, Shane?
Naka-unmute, ma'am. Oh,
Ah.
naka-mute.
Okay. So,
Ma'am, nawala ako, ma.
sino? Sino nawala? Jazril, what's your score?
Red
Jazril.
power.
Jazril, may score ka ba?
Paulit, ma'am, yung 7, 10 na answer.
7. Ano yung sagot ng 7? Wait lang.
7.
Evolution.
Guys, help out Jazril. What's
Evolution. 7.
Evolutionary change. Number
Number
10,
8.
protesta.
Number 8, yung apat na stuff.
Okay. So, yan. Tingnan mo na lang yung
9.
sagot. 9, Anton van Leeuwenhoek.
Alin na?
Okay. Sige. So, what's your score, dear?
Ako, ma'am?
Yes, what's your score?
9.
Jazril, 9. Okay. So, okay. Can you see me? Stop share. Okay, so I have how many students all in all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Guys, I'd like to thank the 9 of you. Of course, your class standing is in place. So thank you for the 1 hour, almost 2 hours tayo. 1 hour and 37 minutes na. Okay, in my watch. And I hope you learned. First time ko tong gawin, so I hope na you enjoyed also. Next time, we will meet again on Tuesday, but in senior high, we will be suspending lang muna online class. Mag-a-assign na lang kami ng topics because of the lockdown. But yung, for example, yung mga kaya naman like this, kaya nyo mag-online, we stay here, okay? Sana mag-inform through your president kung kaya. Anyway, yung mga hindi makaka-attend, I'm recording. Everything that happened, naka-record to. And I will send this to Marinel para mapanood ng mga classmates nyo. Okay? So, even if they're not here in our session, they will still be in touch. Okay? So, did you enjoy our first Zoom session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, I hope this is not gonna be the last. And I will see you next week again. Remember, tapos na tayo sa chapter 1, introduction. We will now go to cell, organelles, and their function next week. Don't forget your worksheet number 2. Any questions so far? May tanong?
Send ko na pala yung worksheet number 2 na
Okay, sige. I'll be checking later 8 p.m. in the Edmodo. May tanong
Pwede
ka?
malate.
Pwedeng malate, pero wag lang yung, dapat may valid reason. Okay? Just tell me naman, I understand naman kung, let's say, wala talaga internet or whatever, but do your best lang to comply. Anyway, pag hindi talaga kaya, I understand naman. Basta nagko-communicate sa akin, ha? I really appreciate yung iba na nagchat-chat or, will communicate. Basta lang i-inform. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Sige. So let's pray to end our session. Let's pray and thank Daddy God. We are gathered in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Daddy God, thank you for this Zoom session with grade 11 Cherubs. We pray for safety for those who weren't able to come in our session. We pray, Lord, that this virus will die down, and we pray for the safety of everyone, especially our students, our parents, our family. We thank you for all the blessings, and we glorify your name as we together say, glory to the Father, to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. Mary, with your loving Son,
Blessed is each and every one.
Saint
Bless
Therese
each
of the
and
Child
everyone.
Jesus,
Pray for us.
Pray for us.
in the heart of the Church, my mother,
I shall
Angelica.
love.
in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. So thank you, grade 11. Wait, on nyo muna yung video nyo. Magpipicture ako. Magpipicture ako with all of us. Sige. 1, 2, 3. Sino yung nasa gitna?
Waray pagkarigo.
Mitch. Halata. No, joke lang. Saan si
Ate
Mitch?
ako, ma'am.
Okay, wala si Mitch.
Ano ba karigo?
Ayan. Okay, ready? Smile. 1, 2, 3. Isa pa. 1, 2, 3. So, we are proof na kaya naman ng distance learning. Though hindi lahat, but we can. Okay? So, lahat ng PowerPoint i-upload ko na lang sa Edmodo and you can access it there freely. Okay? Goodbye and thank you, Cherubs.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye and thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
For the
God
great
bless you.
we make.